I read the invitation in the Inquirer only late afternoon yesterday, during which time I was engaged in an activity. Nevertheless, I had read the BBL as member of the four-man panel of independent lawyers which assisted the panels in the reformulation of the draft BBL and canalize it within the parameters of the Constitution. It was a hectic schedule of 12 days, brief time, but we did our part. As some resource luminaries were delivering their opening remarks, I scribbled out my thoughts, inspired as any Bangsamoro would, gloating in pride that at last, after 1996, the Muslim problem is being again deliberated in this great legislative hall of Congress in somber, if not grandiose mood, despite hostile and jingoistic remarks from some of the participants and guests. This BBL, if passed as it is less than what our Moro champions, including here Deputy Speaker Balindo, Congressman Hataman, and Congressman Loong sought for. But we realized, under the flexibilities of the Constitution, this BBL is the only kind of self-government the national leadership can afford to give us. But I understand included in the national agenda is the amendment of the Constitution to accommodate the aspirations of the Bangsamoro in all its plenitude. The federal setup is popular among the Bangsamoro, where the Bangsamoro will become a constituent republic of the federal Philippine government. In the meantime, we can only monitor the proceedings here. Congress is the lone authority to politically address the legitimate aspirations of the Bangsamoro. As you know, for half a millennium, the Bangsamoro has spilled blood to maintain their freedom against a parade of colonizers. Our ancestors were crude in their weaponry, but not in their appreciation of the rights. They were ahead of the men, the world leaders, who composed the United Nations and came out with its charter in 1947 that considers the right to revolution as a means of last resort in its preamble. Congress has all the reasons to pass this bill. If it passes this bill, it is not a case of charity, but an ordinance of peace, and to rectify the historical injustices committed against the Bangsamoro, about which the former Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines, Emmanuel Pelais, as then chairman of the government panel, apologized for. Pardon me because I am still collecting my thoughts. And I just scribbled out this during the deliberations here. The problem actually is not a Moro problem. That is a misnomer. It is in fact a Christian problem. The refusal to understand why up to this time the Bangsamoro are still waging the war for freedom.